Hey guys, Sean's in the Connection Machine and the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests that will share their story, talk about the trials and tribulations, things, processes, strategies that have worked for them, didn't work for them. My goal is to educate you about network marketing, affiliate marketing, and multi-level marketing. I want to help you get over that myth. It's just a pyramid scheme. You're not going to be successful. You can't make money in it, which is all false, because you can if you put some time in and actually treat it as a business. But a little housekeeping: if you're watching us live, drop a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. If you're on the verticals for the audio podcast, definitely subscribe. Definitely, take a look at past episodes. And one last thing is, make sure you go to the description and follow each one of the socials and check out my guest information so we could always grow together. Let me bring on my next guest. We have Joshua Heath. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
What's up, Sean? Good. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you taking some time out of a busy day and dropping some gems for us. And I would always ask the guests to kind of introduce themselves, because I always like to hear how they kind of pitch themselves, because it's very truly interesting. Who are you? And why did you get into network marketing, affiliate, or multi-level marketing?
Oh, man. So I guess, who am I? We'll start there first. Obviously, Joshua Heath, thank you for the introduction. A dad of two, a fiance, a dad of two little girls. Excuse me, I should probably add that. Two dogs and a turtle named Tortellini. Live in the beautiful state of Texas, in Dallas, Texas. Moved here, I think, like 10 years ago now. Yeah, this year's 10 years. I've been here from Maryland. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I've been in retail leadership since I was probably 20 years old, 19, 20. I've been working since I was 12. It's always been in a customer-facing atmosphere, from my start at Burger King, the BK Lounge, all the way through shoe store, and then to retail leadership at a huge electronics company as well too, and banking and finance as well for about 7 or 8 years. So kind of been everywhere, done a little bit of everything, but it's always been customer facing and also in a leadership capacity to not help just employees, but customers as well too. So that's the corporate side, professional side, I guess you could say. And then you want to know how I got into network marketing as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. So do you know who Jessie Lee is, or was, I should say?
I don't know that name.
Okay. Well, she's one of my best friends from back in Maryland. And at the time, she was transitioning companies from one company to another. And she was flying into Dallas, battling some legal issues, as well as also preparing to launch with a new company as well. And she just hit me up when she was in town. Let me go back real quick. She was very consistent on sharing her business on Facebook Lives. We're talking every single day she was on Facebook Live.
Awesome.
So I'm a funny friend. I'm the funny guy. I'm also a huge troll as well. So I would get on and troll and have fun with them, and she would engage with me, obviously. So through her staying consistent in that and sharing her victories and her wins and showing like what this space can do for people, kind of caught my attention, obviously. So she's in town, hits me up like, hey, I want you to come try this new product. She tried to recruit me for her last company. It's like, no, not my thing. I'm good to go. I'm very focused on this other job over here that I dedicate 60 to 70 hours a week to, basically. So I met up with her at the mall, tried a packet of what she had, loved it. And she just left and went to dinner with the CEO of the company and the other owner and kind of went that way. So I was like, hey, I like it. I like the feeling it gives me. For me personally, at the time, I was in a retail leadership environment, super high paced. So we're talking, I was working, minimum 10-hour days, sometimes up to 15-hour days. I was on my feet running around. So my energy levels were always kind of like this. And I'm the type of person, not only do I A, work out every single day, but B, I can also eat a dozen donuts in one sitting at the same time. So I was like constantly crashing with my energy by just downing tons of sugar at work. So she's like, hey, you can do this and get in business. I was like, you know what? I make really good money where I'm at. but why not have a side hustle? Why not have something I can pour a couple hours into a week, maybe like on the side in my free time and make a couple extra bucks? My thought process was, hey, 100 extra 100, $200 a month. That's cool for me. I think I shared it with you. That would be whiskey and date money, essentially. And it's not that much when you live in downtown Dallas because it's fairly expensive to go out and eat and drink in Dallas, unless you're finding super small hole in the wall style places, which are kind of few and far between now. So that's how I got started. I literally came in just for a couple extra $100 a month, just for date nights and whiskey. And then literally 7 years ago, last month, 7 years ago, was 7 full years in this space, in this industry, and then transitioning to my now new company.
Well, a lot that I want to unpack.
Yeah.
Congratulations. As far as, yes, you can have, guys, you could have a 9 to 5, you could have a traditional job, but also, like Josh was saying, you could find little pockets of time throughout your day instead of sitting there on Netflix or playing video games. You can actually earn some money and it could be $100, $200 a month, and that adds up, guys. And it could be for those extra things that people complain about. Hey, I love it. You're a dad of 2. You're a girl dad. I was a girl dad, and I finally had my son. And I had 3 girls and my son. And I know you're going through with that. And it's something that, hey, being a dad, how has that changed you?
Well, I'd say like both as a dad and as a professional, a leader, I would say like my emotional AQ and EQ has developed immensely. I would say because of network marketing to start, but then becoming a dad like is tenfold, just because like I have to have somewhat of a soft side, understanding side for my daughters, but I'm still super masculine and all this other stuff. and, and coaching, managing, leading, and mentoring, etc. over here as well too. So it's finding like a happy balance. And sometimes I find myself trying to like coach and manage my daughters. Sometimes I'm like, no, this isn't the way to do it. These are kids. These are not employees or people I work with. So it's kind of funny, but I catch myself doing it. I'm like, all right, pump the brakes real quick. Let's restart this whole thing over again with the girls.
No, that's awesome. It makes you grow up, and you actually take some time out. You have your whys that gets you into a higher gear. I say all the time, you don't grow up until you actually have kids. When you have to take care of another human being and keep them alive, you have a kid and you're in a hospital, and they have the doctors and the nurses that take your baby away. Then you go home. And that's that first night's the most scariest night because it's you and them or your significant other, and that's it. And a living human that you're trying to now take care of. It's like you think and you're ready. It's scary, but it gets you to a higher, I think a higher gear. I like you were saying you work 70 hours per week. But you still find the time, guys. You can find the time on the weekend. You can still be a dad. I'm a dad. I have 4 kids. I'm always there for my kids. I want to be in the moment. But you also can find time that makes some extra cash to offset taxes. You could offset maybe paying off bills. You can have vacation money. I like the term that you used, retail leadership. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I ran big box stores, little box stores, anywhere from, I think the smallest store I ran when I took it over was like $33 million a year, all the way up to the largest store. I had the opportunity to run, and we grew it to about 103 million, 105 million in a year. So, I mean, night and day difference between foot traffic, employees, etc., and just the amount of employees I'd be working with as well. When you're going from, a head count of maybe 85 people in a smaller store collectively throughout the year until you get to the holidays, all the way up to, I'd say maximum at one of my stores was close to 300 people, if not right over for the holidays, that you're kind of leading, coaching, mentoring, and the other side, obviously, managing as well too. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of what you do, and this isn't any job, this isn't just retail leadership or just retail as a whole. I mean, every job offers transferable skill sets that show up in the network marketing MLM space. I
Yes.
mean, what you do at work, you could probably figure it out how to really excel at it in this space as well too. There's just so many things that we do in our day-to-day lives that we don't know that we could also execute and do in this business to help us find success.
There's a lot of skills, like you said, you could pick up for whatever jobs you've had in the past and use those skills to incorporate and get yourself better in whatever business you pick up, network, affiliate, multi-level.
Yeah.
I love how you leverage other human beings. And if you teach them and you take that leadership role, that's how your monthly income changes. It goes from people buying from it to them actually turning into you. You want to kind of create your mini me's, mini
Duplicate
you.
yourself. Yep.
And if you could do that, that's how things triple. And you don't need to have hundreds and hundreds of people. You just
Yeah.
need a handful of people that you can have every single. And you said consistency with Jesse Lee, with Facebook Lives. I
Yep.
love Facebook. I've been in Facebook jail. I'm consistent as hell to the point it's almost spam, but it's not spam. But I do it so often.
Yeah.
The Facebook Live, how do you feel about doing them? Have you done them before? What are your feelings about
Yeah.
posting Facebook?
So same thing. You know, when I first started my last business, I'd say for the first 2 years, I was going live almost every single day. That's how I built my following. You know, my lives, they weren't all like business specific lives. That's what people think, like, hey, okay, I sell this product or this service in this space now. This is all I can go live about. That's not the case, right? You got to think of like, what value proposition do you have that kind of ties into what you have to offer your people, your followers, or soon to be followers. And for me, it was cooking food, making healthy food, specifically in the keto low carb space. So I would go live, even if it was like I would get home from work, I'd be exhausted. It'd be like 11 o'clock at night. I want to go shower, just relax a little bit. And then I was up making keto cereal at 2 o'clock in the morning on Facebook Live for an hour and a half one time. Did I want to do it? No. But did I bring immense value to the people that got the opportunity to watch and view that live? Yes. Did I also grow my followers from that live? Yes. Did I acquire clients and customers from that live? Yes. So it's like when the going gets tough and you got to do stuff that you don't necessarily always want to do, you just got to show up and just do it and say, F it. Let's just go through. Let's just do it. Get out of the way. Even if you're not in the best mood, let's knock it out. Let's get it done. Let's stay consistent. It could be a 5-minute live. It could be an hour-long live. I wouldn't advise hour-long lives anymore. Keep it nice, short and sweet, 5 to 10 minutes. It's kind of like the sweet spot for it, and just go from there. But if you can do it day in and day out, bring value to your followers, you're going to grow your followers. If you have systems in place on Facebook, specifically like Facebook groups you can plug people into, you're going to grow your groups. And then also, because of your groups, you're also going to grow your business as well.
I agree. Yes. The hour and a half, it's tough for some people to really get in there, but it's something that, hey, I applaud you for doing that. It's something that yes, you got to be comfortable. You have to get to the point you're comfortable being uncomfortable and doing those consistently. Oh, but not everyone's doing it. And those are the things you should be doing. So yes, in the space, like I was doing video back in 2018, I was doing lives. I was doing just regular content video.
Yeah.
And it's just something that it takes some time. But, I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. Oh, I need to lose weight before I do it. Oh, I don't like the way I sound. All those excuses people come out with.
Yeah.
But the more that you do it, you're going to be more confident because you are understanding that you went through the process. I like the process.
Yeah.
You know, that's like you said, before we went live, you had a workout. I mean, health is important. And we talked about health as well. Can you talk about that with us?
Yeah. Being a dad, having multiple businesses, and again, these businesses are all in 3 different verticals. So it's not like I have 3 businesses in the same vertical and super easy and systematized, etc. While all 3 of them are very systematized, the 3 completely different things is what I do. So I make time, I find time, I create time. I make it important to me to make sure that day in and day out, waking up in the morning, making breakfast for my little girls, haul them off to school. When I leave school, I'm going right to the gym. And I have you kind of set it up. You called it like action initiatives. People call them goals. We said, hey, yeah, goals are easy to break and not reach and make excuses as to why you didn't. but we have like DMOs, daily methods of operation, to where I have a list of things I have to get done before I go work out. So I'll get to the gym and I'll sit in the gym parking lot, drinking my pre-workout, doing the work I have to do. And I can't go into the gym until I'm done my AM DMOs. Once I'm finished doing that, that's like customer follow-ups, whether it's email, Facebook Messenger, whatever that looks like, text messaging, follow-ups with new purchases, retention type stuff, whatever that looks like. I can't reward myself, which is the gym, until I'm done all that AM work. And I have it set up as AM, midday, and PM. So I have an entire day's worth of work set up that like I just use it as a checkbox. Like I have a form right next to me. Let's see. This is somewhat similar, but it's just like this. I can literally take a marker and just check box. Okay, I did this. Perfect. I did this. This is what I got done today. End of the day, I can look back and like, okay, either I executed fully, maybe I missed one or two. Okay, do I have the time, which I probably do, to go in and knock out those two things that I missed midday or PM now that my kids are asleep? And I know I have like from now until whenever I decide to go to sleep to knock out some work and create income for my family.
I like that. It's like an accountability sheet. And
Yeah,
now,
100%.
how did you come up with this? Did you have a mentor you learned this from? Did you create this over a course of time?
Yeah.
And how long have you been using it?
I would say it wasn't me. I'd say it was a combination of many leaders, just kind of pulling together like what our days look like to get structure. Because when you grow and I say this, I don't know how, when you grow a business in this business, like you get to a point to where you're going to need virtual assistants. You're going to leverage and lean on other leaders to help you run your business and your organization when you get big enough. When that time comes for everyone, it's completely different. But you identified eventually like, wow, I am overwhelmed with messaging. I am in Facebook jail. I've experienced that many a times, whether it's through sharing memes
Yep.
or sending too many messages way too fast, right? It could be, hey, I have systems in place, but I can't go through and be plugged into every single system every single day the way I need it to be done. That's when you're like, okay, I have a business here, and there's no dollar figure to assign to it as well. It's just, hey, I have a business here and I need help, whether it's leveraging other leaders like we did. We all came collectively together like, hey, how can we structure a day out for people for like, if this is day one for Sean, I'm going to share this with you. Like, hey, this schedule, this DMO list is structured by 6 and 7 figure earners in this business. We're giving it to you. This is kind of like the blueprint to follow to set yourself up for success. I'm here to support you. I'm here to coach, lead, mentor you, and all that good stuff. But I promise you, even if I wasn't here and you follow this, you're going to find success. Now, what success is that you define, whether it's via dollar sign, whether it's helping X amount of people out, whatever it looks like, success is different for everyone. But this will and has proven time and time again to create success for people in this business, with or without me and the other leaders that help create it.
Yeah, it's something that it's like straightforward. If you are doing this, and this, you're going to have that success. It's like a breakdown of how to be a millionaire kind of thing. And if,
Exactly.
as long as you're doing those actions, you're going to do very well. And if you are having a good day, you're going to go, crush it. You get things done. You go to the gym on time, what have you. But it's also keeping you accountable. And also, I like what Josh has been involved with other leaders. He's collaborating. He's actually implementing and taking action. He's not just sitting there and, oh, here's another Zoom. I got to meet up with people. You actually, I write things down. I've been writing things down because it's important that you're an action listener as well. Like you're not just sitting here. I don't have scripts. I'm not going to, what are you going to tell me? What are you going to ask me next? I have no idea because I'm actually listening to see where the direction of the conversation is going. And maybe something that you say, it will trigger something. Like the next thing I think is important for people to understand. For you, what does following up mean?
Oh,
because
man.
there's a lot of people are like, they like to spam, copy and paste this.
Yeah.
Well, how can
So I think
follow up?
the easiest way to generate follow-up in this space, we'll go back to Facebook Lives and or Facebook posts, like organic posts, right, is having like a call to action in it. Because whatever that live is, whatever that post might be, whether it's a funny meme post or a value-driven post or value-driven live, always having a call to action. You follow up whatever that call to action is via Facebook, right? So, and it could be your company could offer some sort of like a click funnel as well. It's like, for instance, like my new company, we have a quiz people get to take, right? So when someone takes that quiz, it gives me their name, their email, and their phone number, so I can personally and keep it 100% personalized. Reach out to that person, say, "Hey, you took the quiz. Share with me a little bit about what you thought about it. What did you think about the recommendation? What goals do you have?" Because I don't have any idea what the quiz gives them, because it's a mental health and gut health thing,
Mhm.
obviously for privacy reasons. And then I can help guide that person through their purchasing of the products based on their goals. So like there's many different avenues for follow-up. I think a call to action is hands down the number one most important piece. And it's not always going to be about business. It could be plugging someone into your health and wellness group. Like when I did a lot of my cooking videos, I would just say, "Hey, if you're not in my group, just group below in the comments. I'll reach out to you. I'll get you plugged into the group and steer you in the right direction of what you're looking for, whether it's workout plans, whether it's recipes, whether it's doctor's guides. I mean, we have everything in these groups to help that person on their journey, wherever that in their journey as well." So I'd say number one, easiest way to follow up with people is just call to action. And then it's funny, I actually took a call with actually this gym I'm wearing on my shirt. I was a silent investor and no longer. He paid me off. But he doesn't have a plan in place at his gym for when he signs new people up. Like, what does the touch points in that business look like? That's again follow up, right? But also like a win back opportunity. So when someone cancels a gym membership, there's like nothing in place. I say, "Hey man, you need to have like a 7, 14, 30, 60, 90-day touch point plan for a win back opportunity. What does that look like in your gym?" Because yes, you're going to lose people. There's no way around it,
Right,
right?
right, right.
But you can minimize your loss and add and help your retention rate through that win back opportunity. And then the same thing when you have someone join your gym, there's like no warm welcoming email. There's no 7, 14, 30, 60, 90-day plans of just additional touch points to get someone to feel welcome and stay longer and kind of create that sticky relationship as well. So follow looks different in many different aspects, but the one thing you'll find across the board when it comes to follow-up is always going to be a call to action.
Yeah, I agree. Call the action for those organic kind of posts, the lives, getting people to go to a funnel, making sure you get emails from people, because it's all about getting traffic. And if the more traffic you have consistently, you're going to have a lot more opportunity, a lot more, at bats,
Yeah.
I always say. And if you don't have that traffic, you just have a static website, it's not going to get anything from it. So,
Yeah.
but giving value, and it's not even talking about your product and service. Like,
Yep.
I've been doing stuff for years for my insurance business. I would, teach realtors how I would take their books, read their books, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and I would actually do Cliff Notes versions, little short videos, and I would teach agents how to better themselves. All they had to do was pick up a book, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to read the book. So I
Yeah.
actually use that to my advantage and read those books and share that out to my community, which is realtors at times, it's mortgage people, what have you. But it's just providing that extra that people that want to do. I enjoy personal development.
Same thing.
It's something that I think, do you get more out of a book or do you get out of a podcast? How do you get most of yours?
I have stacks of books at home. I start reading. I get bored every time I travel. I always get a new book in the airport as well. But I'm huge into podcasts. Like I can listen to podcasts while I work out, listen to podcasts while I'm driving. I'd say podcasts is where I get the majority of what I do. But also I am involved in personal development like groups as well, paid for groups. Some are in the network marketing space and others are not. It's just a bunch of business owners who help each other out. So
Yeah, it's definitely something that you got to take some time for you. And it's not, we talked about physically working out or getting yourself in shape,
yeah,
maybe you're
here
running,
as
what have
well.
you. But, getting up here because you have in any business that you're involved in, you're going to have rejection. You're going to have to deal with that and know how to keep yourself staying positive. And things go wrong. We're going to have those days, but you have to get through those days to make yourself have that success. But people quit. A lot of times they sign up for these things. They don't put through the time. I always tell people 6 months. If you could stick it out for a year, watch what happens. But people are like, no, I'm going to move on to something else. That shiny object syndrome. You know, something else comes up. Oh, I want to check this out. This is going to be the winner. And it never happens.
Yeah, you got to.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, a lot of people, well, back in the day when I was younger, we call it homie hopping, but company hop now, right? Like they don't find success in 90 to 180 days in a company because comparison is the biggest thief of joy in this space, right? When you're comparing yourself to the person you came into business with or joined, etc. When you don't feel like or doesn't look like you're finding success, you just join another company. But it's just going to be nonstop. You're going to go to that company and guess what? Same thing. You're not going to find success. Like you just got to land with a company that has a product and service you can stand behind, build value behind, and be willing to share with your great grandmother if she's here today and stand behind it. And like you said, I think 6 months is even too short. I think give it a full year, but you also have to position yourself to where what happens a lot of time in our space is people spend a ton of money on products and services to where they're not making any money as well. So it's like, if I want to spend $300 in products with my company, my expectation for myself and the people I coach and train has always been, you better be making $300 before you're willing to
cover the cost.
$300. Right. It makes zero sense. Like with my previous company, I coached people who went 2, 3, 4 years, made zero money. But yet they were still willing to just buy and buy and buy. I'm like, there's always going to be a minimum with a company, right? There's always going to be usually a minimum, like you have to subscribe and get for the product or the service.
Right.
I get and I understand that piece of it. But when you go above and beyond whatever that is, like it just doesn't make sense. Now, if you have a really good CPA and your CPA is telling you, hey, I need you to go spend X amount of dollars before the end of the year for your taxes, great, do it. But when you haven't made money for years in this business, and you're still doing it, something has to change, whether it's the company that changes, you change companies, or you need to find a new system to plug people, not just yourself, but people into that's going to help you convert from people just looking at your content to actually buying into the product or service you have to offer as well.
No, it's something that is very important to keep that in mind. I want to end on, and I love this topic as far as branding, personal brand. How have you been able to develop your personal brand? A lot of people think, oh, it's the company that's make all the money. Yeah, that's completely. I think it's you who that's going to be buying from.
Yeah,
whatever that is. How does someone pick up and build their brand currently in this day and age?
Yeah, so I think whoever you partner with, whether it's a product or service, like you have to be a product of the product. You have to be a service of the service as well. But at the same time, if you're utilizing social media to build your business, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your LinkedIn, whoever, none of your social media should look like a billboard for the company you're working with. Like that's the number one like biggest misconception in this space as well is you'll go to someone's Facebook page and it's all just company stuff, whether it's company graphics, whether it's them shaking up their product, whether it's them whatever service they have to offer with pricing. It's like people are attracted to people, not to a company. So when you come to the conclusion of, hey, this is where I want to be, whatever company, then you start building a brand around that company. Okay, well, in different verticals in this space, like how can I contribute and build value behind this product or service? That's going to be my brand. My brand's going to be moving forward, helping people with gut health, helping people with mental wellness, helping people through workouts, helping people through good, clean cooking, easy cooking, especially if you're a parent and have kids. Like, what's some good, quick, easy things you can make for not just yourself, but your family, because time is limited in the evenings. Like you're chasing your kids to get to dinner. You're chasing the kids to get them into the bath. You're chasing your kids to play around with them a little bit. And then it's bedtime. Then it's rinse and repeat the very next day. So building a brand, I think first, so, and let me rewind too. Some people already have a brand built before they come into a company. They have a big following, etc. So they already have that going for them. So a lot of people compare it to that. But if you don't have a brand yet, whoever you're partnering with, that's going to be your brand essentially. It's how can you support that brand? And that's going to be your own personal brand, your own personal niche. And that's where you create your content around. And that's how you serve people and bring value day in and day out. Like you said, it's not about talking about and sharing the product and service every single day on every single post, whether it's a live or a static post. It's bringing value to your followers, growing your followers because of the value that you bring, and it's always free value. Hey, join my group. Let me get you my group. There's no cost to it. It's a Facebook group. It's free. It's going to give you recipes. It's going to give you workout plans. It's going to give you doctor's guides. It's going to give you all this other stuff that you get for free. I'm not telling you have to take a product or service that I have. I just want to help you. And then in conjunction with all of this, when it comes down to it, the way I like to look at it is if you've added all this immense value to someone, it's like the 1, 2, 3, like you just jab, 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 and hit them with a cross. You've earned the opportunity to ask for a sale because you've provided so much value to someone. And this isn't just this space. This goes in like retail environments or any sales environment in the real world as well. If you're bringing tons of value to people over time, you've built yourself up to where it's okay to ask for a sale because you've provided so much value to someone.
I agree. You have to make sure that you are sharing the benefits of whatever that product and service is doing personally to you. So then it's connected. You're connecting to other people. It's emotional. You're sharing this stuff consistently. They're going to want to say, hey, Sean, hey, Josh, what are you doing? Let me see and get involved with whatever the heck you're doing, because you're actually being a product of whatever you are involved in. And it's a powerful thing. And giving free, go to free groups, set up a free, messengers I have as well. Groups of people that are interested in information, because you can give out information in one click in your groups or a messenger. But it's just doing something that you can consistently, do on a daily basis, and you'll be finding that success. And I appreciate Josh being with us today, and I appreciate everyone that's tuning in throughout. I hope you check out the description, reach out to Josh, follow him on the socials, reach out and have a call with him. See if whatever he's doing fits in your life. And that's all we can always do, is we could owe ourselves just a conversation to see where it will go. And Josh, stick around for another second. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Bye, guys.